We are the People's Channel.
Cross, Robbie, oh, he met it so well. And Whitmore! Theodore Whitmore. Absent without leave, this is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available, it's still Whitmore. And it's now 2-0.
Blessings again, football from Yard Massive. The Reggae Boys picked up a point in a scoreless and cagey match against Canada inside the National Stadium. Jamaica had a number of good opportunities to score, with Kemar Roofe failing to get a header on target and placing a shot over the bar. Junior Flemmings also had two good opportunities, with opponents blocking one and the other hitting the post. Canada had their best chance in the second half, but goalkeeper Andre Blake was up to the task to keep things scoreless. Jamaica had a depleted squad heading into the encounter due to numerous squad withdrawals and Damian Lowe being suspended for the match. Captain Andre Blake retained his place in goal. Alvas Powell shifted to central defence to join Adrian Mariappa. Kemar Lawrence retained the left-back spot, while O'Neill Fisher got his first start of the campaign on the right. Anthony Grant and Devon Watson occupied the middle, while Kemar Roofe played in a more advanced role. Bobby Reid was on the right, with Junior Flemmings on the left, and Shamar Nicholson at striker. Most of the players displayed strong character and fight on the day, and unlike the USA match, there were some players with very good performances. Andre Blake was solid in goal. He didn't have to make too many saves, but when he did, he was up to the task. Blake's biggest moment came in the second half, where he stopped what looked like a sure Canadian goal. He seems to have picked up an injury late in the game, so we'll have to see if that impacts his availability for the match against Honduras. He gets a score of 8. Alvas Powell, playing as a makeshift central defender, was good on the defensive end. Powell, who hasn't played central in years, was effective at breaking up attacks and partnering with Adrian Mariappa to keep the Canadians at bay. Powell's passing was substandard and he had a few nervy moments in possession. He picked up an injury in the first half, resulting in his early substitution. He gets a 6. Adrian Mariappa had a good defensive performance. He was almost always in the right place at the right time to clean up anything that breached the flank or the midfield. He and Alvas Powell partnered well together, and it was the same when Devon Watson switched to central defence. He probably could have done a bit better to block Canada's best chance of the game, and there were a few moments where he appeared rushed in possession, but overall he was solid. He gets a 7. Kemar Lawrence had a much better showing than his previous match against the USA. The Canadians had a difficult time getting past Taxi when facing him in isolation, and didn't find much success on his wing. He did, however, make it too easy for the Canadians to make crossfield switches because he was playing very narrow, allowing space for the opposition winger to receive the ball. Taxi was excellent on set pieces and had a powerful shot in the last minute of the game that almost secured the 3 points for Jamaica. He gets 8. O'Neill Fisher did well against Bayern Munich winger Alphonso Davies, whether in isolation or when receiving support. Fisher picked up an early yellow card, but was able to maintain the appropriate level of aggression even after the card. When getting forward, Fisher was able to put in a couple dangerous crosses. His weakness, though, is when he's pressed deep in his own half, and one of those moments led to a Canadian breakaway. With Alvas Powell out injured, we're likely to see Fisher again against Honduras. He gets a 6. Anthony Grant's return to the team was a refreshing addition. Grant, who was unable to travel to the USA, added some grit in the middle, halting a number of Canadian attacks, and generally making them quite uncomfortable. In possession, Grant wasn't making many difficult passes, but he was highly accurate, and he was exceptional in maintaining possession when under pressure. When the defenders or goalkeeper have the ball, Grant could do a better job of showing for the ball. Absent injury, Grant should be a sure starter in the next game. He gets 8. Veteran Devon Watson successfully disrupted a number of Canadian attacks in the midfield, but didn't display optimal movement off the ball. And he was a bit reckless with some of his tackles in a game where the referee was quick to blow his whistle. He shifted to central defence, where he partnered well with Adrian Mariappa, and seemed to be better suited by that position. At Watson's age and current fitness level, we'd expect him to be on the bench for the next match. He gets a 5. Kemar Roofe gave a performance that was impressive in certain aspects. He was running hard from start to finish, and his passing accuracy was very high. His movement off the ball also got him into dangerous positions. There were also some aspects where Roofe was below par. He had 2 good opportunities to score and wasn't able to put either on target. He also turned over the ball frequently when under pressure. He gets a 6. Junior Flemmings got the opportunity to start, but wasn't able to capitalize. Flemmings had 2 good opportunities to score with his head. He was stopped once by the Canadians and the other time by the goalpost. As with the USA game, Flemmings had a difficult time in possession, turning over the ball on numerous occasions when dribbling or passing. His defensive coverage was below his usual level, as there were times when he was slow to react to the Canadians pushing forward. He gets a 4. Reid improved on his USA performance, but was still unable to stamp his authority on the game. Reid provided very good defensive support on the right flank, assisting O'Neill Fisher. He also set up Junior Flemmings for one of our better opportunities during the game. The team is going to need more from Reid going forward if they are going to generate chances with him in the lineup. He gets a 6. Shamar Nicholson had a relatively quiet day, as the Canadian defenders did a good job of containing him the few times he did receive the ball in dangerous positions. Nicholson was quite upset when he got substituted, but the reality is he began to look fatigued in the second half and probably should have been pulled earlier. He gets a 6. Devon Speedy Williams had to enter the game early due to Albus Powell's injury. Williams increased the energy and movement in the midfield and once again looks to be on the same page as Anthony Grant. He'll likely return to the starting lineup for the Honduras game, and if the team is to secure away points, it will need a good game from Williams and more in the attacking third. He gets a 6. Andre Gray, Jamal Lowe, and Javon East all came on in the second half for brief spells, but really didn't have enough time to make a substantial impact on the game. It was certainly disappointing not to get 3 points at home, but the team performance was an improvement over the previous game against the USA. While the defensive shape was much better, particularly with Grant's presence, transitioning from our defensive third into attack continues to be an opportunity for improvement. When goalkeeper Andre Blake or the central defenders have the ball, the wingbacks and midfielders aren't automatically showing the ball and moving effectively. The team's lack of movement makes it easier for the opposition to high press, resulting in an abundance of long passes. Next up, the boys fly to Honduras for the final game of this window. Respect once again for joining. Linkage again next time, which may be a time of change. The Jamaica Football Federation reportedly told Theodore Whitmore that he would need 5 points from these 3 games this month to keep his job. Since that is now mathematically impossible, the JFF may be waiting until after the Honduras game concludes to make a coaching change. We will have to see if they keep their word or they simply got the math wrong.
Cross, Robbie! Oh, he met it so well. And Whitmore! Theodore Whitmore. Absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. And it's now 2-0.